Pamene yomwe mutapatsidwe sankhani 8 kuti mulipire fizi. Pitirizani posankha 1 yomwe ndi St. Fees. Kenako mudzafunsidwa kuti mulowetse admissions number. Kuchoka apo mudzaona skulu yomwe mukufuna kulipira komanso dzina la ophunzira. Onetsetsani kuti zonse ndi zolondola. Pitirirani ndi kuyika ndalama zomwe mukufuna kulipira. Lembani pini yanu ya Airtel Money kuti muvomereze kulipira. Ndipo nthawi yomweyo mudzalandira SMS yotsimikiza kuti zatheka.
This is LUNTHA TV News, broadcasting live from the Bishop Navy Media Center here in Lilongwe, and I'm Kathy Matura. First, the headlines. Pope Leo XIV gets a regal Arabian horse gift from Polish benefactor. Magistrate's absence forces another adjournment in Pedro case. United Democratic Front National Director of Women blames poor turnout on lack of campaign support. In African news, Army Colonel plans to lead Madagascar after coup ousts civilian president. And now the news in detail. A Polish benefactor has presented Pope Leo XIV with a purebred Arabian horse ahead of his weekly general audience, motivated by a photography of the Augustinian Pope riding in Peru. Andrzej Michalski, owner and founder of Michalski Stud Farm in Kołobrzeg, Bodzisto, Poland, gifted the horse named Proton to the Pope. We have a Vatican News report read by Patrick Pupa.
Mr. Michalski explained that when he saw photographs of the future Pope riding a horse in Peru, he felt inspired to gift him an exceptional white Arabian horse, one worth of the Pope and matching his traditional white cassock. He described the gift as a gesture of gratitude and a way to reflect the Pope's call to express love through concrete actions. The presentation took place just before Wednesday general audience, where the Pope expressed his delight and personally led the horse. During the meeting, a letter from Michalski was read outlining the activities of his stud farm and requesting a blessing ahead of its 30th anniversary next year. He referred the Pope's recent apostolic exhortation, highlighting the importance of putting convictions into action through concrete acts of charity. Mr. Michalski concluded by expressing his hope that the gift would support the Pope's mission for both the Church and the world. He also noted that his center hosts major equestrian competitions and provides hypotherapy for people with disabilities, holding sessions 2 to 3 times a week. Preparations are currently underway for Small Polish Championship next month for children with disabilities who will ride wooden horses.
The case involving renowned actor Tumpe LUNTHA, popularly known as Pedro, failed to proceed as scheduled today at the Principal Residence Magistrate Court in Lilongwe due to the absence of Magistrate Benjamin Chulu, who was reportedly engaged with other official duties outside the city. Senior State Advocate Festus Sakanda from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, stated that the prosecution was fully prepared to proceed with witnesses ready to testify. However, the hearing could not take place in the magistrate's absence. More in this report filed by Gift Kalonga.
The Principal Resident Magistrate Benjamin Chulu's directive of 10th September, where he adjourned the case to 16th October, the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions DPP took over the case from the state, which had failed to present key witnesses in court. However, the case involving renowned actor Tumpe LUNTHA, popularly known as Pedro, failed to proceed once again on Thursday due to the absence of Magistrate Chulu, who was reportedly engaged with official duties outside Lilongwe. During the session at the Principal Residence Magistrate Court, both Pedro and his legal team were not present, leaving only the state in attendance. Speaking with the Senior State Advocate Festus Sakanda from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, said they were fully prepared to parade witnesses. However, the hearing failed to proceed due to the magistrate's absence, whose reasons were not communicated. He added that they have since been advised to file a fresh notice of hearing to secure a new court date.
As you are aware, we were set to begin trial today. Unfortunately, the magistrate is not available. We are not sure as to why it's not available, but I'm sure he's got a very good reason and a viable one. As it is, we've been advised to file a fresh notice of hearing, so we will be given a new date of hearing. Part of the state, we were set to proceed, and all our witnesses are available today.
Pedro is facing 2 charges: engaging in sexual intercourse with a minor and child abduction, to which he has pleaded not guilty. For LUNTHA News, this is Gift Kalonga.
Independent members of parliament are set to convene a meeting to discuss strategies aimed at ensuring they receive proper representation in the legislature. The MPs have formed a group known as the Independent Members of Parliament Bloc. The newly elected legislator from Chinji South and interim chairperson of the bloc, Owen Malijani, stated that the meeting's agenda may include exploring the possibility of fielding their own candidate for the position of Speaker. Following the swearing-in ceremony on the 27th and 28th of this month, MPs are scheduled to elect a Speaker on the 29th. Robert Edward reports.
Out of 69 independent members of Parliament, 34 have formed the Independent Members Bloc with the aim of working collectively to ensure their voices are effectively represented in Parliament. With growing interest in the speakership seat, the bloc is scheduled to meet this weekend to discuss, among other issues, whether they should field their own candidate for the position. Speaking to LUNTHA Television, Owen Malijani, interim chairperson of the bloc, said that no decision has been made yet on the speakership. He noted that the upcoming meeting will address such matters, with strengthening collaboration among independent members as the main agenda.
Oh, indeed, I can confirm that all the independent candidates who won the past election are working together. The reason is to have our word heard. So that's the main reason. That's why we are actually working together.
Some independent MPs, particularly in Shehu district, have already aligned themselves with the ruling Democratic Progressive Party DPP. The DPP has fielded Samia Suleiman as the candidate for the speakership, while the main opposition Malawi Congress Party MCP is yet to announce its nominee. Meanwhile, People's Development Party PDP President Kondwa Nkrumah is also contesting for the registrar's top seat. For LUNTHA, this is Robert Edward.
The National Advocates Platform NAP has expressed concern over President Professor Peter Mutharika's delay in appointing a full cabinet, warning that it could hinder decision-making processes across several government ministries. NAP Executive Director Benedicto Kondowe noted that while the delay does not technically violate the Constitution, it raises serious governance concerns that could affect service delivery and undermine public confidence. Emmanuel Chiwocha reports.
President Mutharika was sworn in as the President of the Republic of Malawi on October 5, 2025, following his election victory on September 16. 2 weeks after his inauguration, he has so far appointed only 3 ministers: Joseph Mwanamveka as Minister of Finance, George Shabonda as Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Alfred Gangata as Minister of State. In an interview with LUNTHA Television, Kondowe says the Constitution does not specify the time frame for the appointment of cabinet members. However, he emphasized that the President is expected to act within a reasonable period to ensure that the government operation continues smoothly. He noted that prolonged delay in forming a cabinet could paralyze key decision-making processes in ministries that remain without leadership, ultimately affecting the implementation of government programs and policies.
Although the Constitution does not set a timeline for cabinet appointments, prolonged delays, especially when key sectors like agriculture are affected, can amount to administrative negligence. If you look at Section 88, subsection 1 of the Constitution, it actually obliges the President to uphold and defend the Constitution and to ensure the observance of the rule of law. On matters of cabinet constitution, you will note that we are guided by Section 94, which empowers the President to appoint cabinet ministers and is intended to ensure smooth functioning of government. Therefore, any unwarranted delay, including leaving the agriculture portfolio vacant during a hunger crisis, in our view, would undermine effective governance and timely decision-making, reflecting a failure to act with due agency in exercising these constitutional powers and responsibilities.
The Constitution of Malawi does not set a time limit. Such delays can be viewed as negligence on the part of the President. Given the economic and social challenges Malawi is currently facing, the President must act quickly in the nation's interest. Kondowe further advised President Mutharika to prioritize competence and integrity in his appointments, stressing that his choice of ministers would be crucial in shaping the administration effectiveness and public trust moving forward. For LUNTHA News in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Georgia.
You're watching news live on LUNTHA TV. We take a short commercial break. Stay with us.
Tired of smell, overflowing toilets, constant emptying, and high maintenance costs? Introducing Dave Biodigester Toilets, the smart, eco-friendly solution for your sanitation needs. Perfect for homes, restaurants, schools, hospitals, and more. No bad smell, no emptying, low maintenance, small space required, affordable, reliable, and we store nationwide. Don't waste your waste. Call Dave Biodigester Toilets today.
Kulipia school fees kwa kupiga tobano. Listen the fees by Airdo Money. Muta kulipia school fees mosavuda kudzera pafoni yanu. Tsadirani ndondomeko zotsatirazi. Choyamba, imbani *211#. Pamene yomwe mutapatsidwe sankhani 8 kuti mulipire fizi. Pitirizani posankha 1 yomwe ndi St. Fees. Kenako mudzafunsidwa kuti mulowetse admissions number. Kuchoka apo mudzaona skulu yomwe mufuna kulipira komanso dzina la ophunzira. Onetsetsani kuti zonse ndi zolondola. Pitirirani ndi kuyika ndalama zomwe mufuna kulipira. Lembani pini yanu ya Airtel Money kuti muvomereze kulipira. Ndipo nthawi yomweyo mudzalandira SMS yotsimikiza kuti zatheka.
Ife Maranatha Natural Healing Ministries tikuthandiza mavuto osiyanasiyana.
Munthu ine ndakhandi kudwala nthenda ya mgonamgona. Kupita ku chipatala anazota kulu BP yanu yakwera kwambiri. Ndinafika posiya kuona kumakhala nyumba ineyo satuluka. Koma nditakwitsa ntchito mahebo a Maranatha ululu unatha ndikuona patali olomota ndipatsa singano kuti ndike ulusi ndiyika mbota ineyo.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Ndi atanti yesa bwinobwino kuchipatala ndimene amene kuti tikuona kuti munthu otupa ziwiri sakula kwambiri komanso mtima wanu kuoneka kudontha madzi ndachita ndithu kuchokera ku Maranatha.
Chinthu chochinale chotupa kuti ndimange tayi ni makanika tayi makhapa pachotupacho olo kuti ndimange mabatani zimaoneka kuti mkati mukhakana ndayikamo kanthu kena kake umbono ndina kuti ndachita kuchokera ku Maranatha.
Ine matenda adandiphata ine adali yasima esesani musachedwe pitani ku Maranatha.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Ukapita ku Maranatha kwa gula mankhwala mukupanga za moyo wa inu mukupanga za moyo wakaza komanso mukupanga moyo wa ana.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Mahebo akupezeka mashopu onse a Maranatha muno Malawi. Phone 0888-381-131 kapena 0996-867-190. Maranatha Natural Healing Ministries, mabanja athanzi, dziko la thanzi.
Wakusina kutu ndi nasi.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is LUNTHA TV News and I'm Kathy Matura. Before we proceed, here's a recap of the news making the headlines at this hour. Pope Leo XIV gets a regal Arabian horse gift from Polish benefactor. Magistrate's absence forces another adjournment in Pedro case. United Democratic Front National Director of Women blames poor turnout on lack of campaign support. In African news, Army Colonel plans to lead Madagascar after coup ousts civilian president. Moving on, United Democratic Front UDF National Director of Women Aisha Mambo has said that many women lost in the September 16th elections due to insufficient support and preparation for voter engagement activities. She made the remarks during a meeting organized by the NGO Gender Coordination Network, GCN, which brought together women leaders from various political parties in the country, including Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, People's Party, PP, Malawi Congress Party, MCP, Onyezaki Alibe Mlandu, Ozam, and Afford, among others. Bridget Mwanoka reports.
According to Mambo, various organizations tried to ensure women were adequately represented in parliament, but they encountered many obstacles along the way. She pointed out that women were marginalized through unfavorable media coverage, which tarnishes their reputation and hinders their chances of success.
The first challenge is the resources for campaign, and we have been talking about this for a number of years now, but we don't see it changing in terms of those women that are contesting on decision-making positions. And also we saw a number of propaganda going through the social media which worked against the women, political violences which were happening in some of the areas, some of the constituencies against women. So these are some of the challenges that I have gathered as Director of Women in UDF, and also I'm also one of those who have gone through this, being one of the candidates.
NGO GCN chairperson Maggie Gatwera Banda said the meeting seeks to consolidate a cross-party women's agenda and tackle the key challenges women face in the political space.
So now what we are discussing after elections are issues to do with women themselves. What is it that women have faced as challenges during elections? What is it that they want their parties to be doing to ensure that as we go towards another election in 5 years' time, there should be issues that are already resolved for women, and that they should be able to be assured of representation in the 2030 elections.
Guest of honor, Deputy Director of Administration in the Ministry of Gender, Esther Ngongola, has applauded NGO GCN for bringing together women leaders from various political parties to strengthen unity and amplify their voices in the political space.
We are in full support of it, that's why we're here, because they help us to engage the women, even at grassroots level, to understand their plight, their agenda, and then bring it to the fore so that we can build this nation together. You know, most of the decisions that women would want them done are not usually taken on board because women don't voice out their agendas.
A total of 48 women were elected to Parliament out of a total of 229 seats, up from 193 following the expansion of constituencies. The engagement, implemented by NGO GCN with support from UN Women and funded by the governments of Sweden and Norway, allows women leaders to speak one voice on issues that affect their participation and influence in politics. This is Bridget Manoka.
The Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi ESCOM has joined forces with the Media Institute of Southern Africa MISA Malawi chapter to boost awareness and media coverage on the vandalism of ESCOM infrastructure. In a joint statement, ESCOM's Chief Public Relations Officer Pilirani Piri and MISA Malawi chairperson Golden Matonga emphasized that the collaboration seeks to safeguard ESCOM assets and enhance service delivery across the country. More details in this report filed by Charity Chilanga.
The statement announced that the Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi ESCOM will recognize journalists who have demonstrated excellence in reporting on the vandalism of ESCOM infrastructure. ESCOM Public Relations Officer Pelirani Piri highlighted that ongoing vandalism continues to disrupt the corporation's operations, negatively impacting national development, and called for collective efforts to curb the menace. Piri added that attacks on ESCOM assets are not just a commercial threat, but also jeopardize the country's future development. Commenting on the initiative, MISA Malawi chairperson Golden Matonga described it as a significant step towards promoting higher reporting standards and raising public awareness about infrastructure vandalism for national progress. Matonga also commended ESCOM for acknowledging the critical role journalists play in safeguarding government resources.
First and foremost, we'd like to express our sincere gratitude to ESCOM for joining us in this partnership. Every year, MISA Malawi organizes the World Press Freedom Day celebrations, and one of the main aspects of the celebrations is the annual awards. And to organize the awards, we need to partner with various organizations. And we are grateful that ESCOM has decided that they should be one of those organizations to partner with us this year. We will be engaged in this partnership for the next 3 years, and we are excited that we can be able to encourage journalists to report on issues of vandalism. And such reportage will contribute towards national development in a sense that when people are educated, are civic educated around issues of vandalism of property.
The award will cover all media platforms, print, online, and electronic media, with winners receiving a cash prize of approximately 1 million kwacha at the MISA Awards Gala.
In African news, Madagascar's new military ruler, Colonel Michael Randrianirina, said he will be sworn in as president on Friday and was open to talks with the African Union after it suspended the country's membership following a coup to oust President Andry Rajoelina. Rajoelina, whom lawmakers impeached after he fled abroad during the weekend, has condemned the takeover and refused to step down despite youth-led Gen Z protests asking him to quit and widespread defections in the security forces. Judith Organ is reading a Reuters report.
The African Union announced on Wednesday that the bloc has suspended Madagascar with immediate effect following the coup and called for the restoration of civilian-led governance as well as elections. Randrianirina told a press conference on Thursday that the bloc's decision was expected. Suspension by the 55-member bloc carries political weight and could isolate the country's new leadership. Randrianirina said earlier that the military had taken power and dissolved all institutions except the lower house of parliament or National Assembly. He also said that a committee led by the military would rule for up to 2 years alongside a transitional government before organizing new elections. Randrianirina was a commander in the elite Capsat Army unit that played a role in the 2009 coup that brought Rajoelina to power and broke ranks with him last week, urging soldiers not to fire on protesters. Madagascar's population of about 30 million people has an average age of less than 20 years. 3/4 of the people live in poverty. Between its independence in 1960 and 2020, GDP per capita plunged 45% according to the World Bank.
Judith Organ reading a Reuters report on the Malagasy army colonel who plans to lead Madagascar after coup ousts civilian president marks the end of this bulletin. The headlines once again. Pope Leo XIV gets a regal Arabian horse gift from Polish benefactor. Magistrate's absence forces another adjournment in Pedro case. United Democratic Front National Director of Women blames poor turnout on lack of campaign support. In African news, Army Colonel plans to lead Madagascar after coup ousts civilian president. We have come to the end of this bulletin. From all of us at LUNTHA TV, thank you for choosing us. I'm Kathy Matura, and goodbye for now.